Kapoor from the theatre, and Sunil Shanbag, who directs the iconic Diwar, are in studio.
This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishi K.
This is so wonderful. In the midst of all the performing pieces, stage talk at Prithvi over the weekend, Saturday as well as Sunday, at Prithvi House has Mohan Agashe, Sam Kerawala, Ramu Ramanathan, Kalki Kekla, and there's also Prithvi Theatres to Prithvi Theatre. So just a bit of what we can expect as far as that is concerned, Kunal.
Well, stage talk is an endeavor, an attempt that we've done over the last few years to create a video library archive of theatre professionals talking about their work. So it's a little bit academic, if I can use that word. You're talking about their journey, their work. And what we're extending it to now is also revisiting. So we think it's like, for example, why Kalki? I mean, she's relatively on that level is new. But we think it's interesting now to talk to Kalki now, who's done some work in theatre, and then revisit her again after maybe about 5 years, and just create this bank of library of material, which eventually, hopefully, we will put out. We've already got about, I think it is 28 professionals we've got on video, and it's done with a multi-camera setup. It's done professionally. Pragya Tiwari, she does the research and talks to them. Sunil, I think, was one of our first batch that we did. So they're very interesting. So anybody interested in theatre or interested in their journey and the work and the body of work that they've done.
So what Ved and Prayag are going to be talking about is literally from your grandfather's theatre troupe to the theatre. Is that what it is, the journey?
Prayag Raj joined Prithvi Theatres, I think, when he was about 8 years old. And, again, in that period of pre-partition and the turmoil, he was, sent to my grandfather to give him a job, and has been part of the family and fraternity since then. So he will talk a little bit about his involvement in Prithvi Theatre, his growing up. And Ved Segan will be talking about the building of Prithvi Theatre. So when Dad decided that he wanted to rebuild the theatre, Ved was sent to Europe, and to London to experience firsthand various theatres of different styles, and then work with my parents. So how did that process happen? So that again is a bit academic about, more from an architecture's point of view, an architect's point of view of how the theatre was made.
And all three Kapoors did perform at the Royal Opera House.
Raj Kapoor, Shami Kapoor, Shashi Kapoor, they've all performed on stage at Opera House.
Yeah, you should see the cast list of the original production, which is part of the published script, and it's amazing. You have Shami Kapoor playing an odd role. You have the great Zora Sehgal. You have Damayanti Sahani. I mean, this is completely, you get goosebumps just reading this.
But what is interesting is that when we talked about cast, and this was something that I didn't intentionally push for, and I was very keen that we did, when Prithvi Raj Kapoor did that, when he started Prithvi Theatres, he was a star, but everybody else wasn't. A lot of them became stars. Shankar Jaikishan, L.V. Prasad went on and created Prasad Studios. The list is unbelievable, but the important thing was that they were all theatre professionals. So in this production, when he started talking about the cast, he said, this is cool, keep it at theatre professionals. Even the cast of the European, they were not European actors. Even though today we have a few European actors, floating around who speak Hindustani, they speak Urdu. Naturally, one would have thought, cast them. I thought, no, why do that? Prithvi Raj Kapoor, Zora Sehgal played the European in the original production. So why not just keep it as it was? Let the interpretation come from another angle, which is what Sunil has brought in.
It's very interesting. Murder on the Dance Floor, Sophia Baxter, back with Kunal Kapoor and Sunil Shanbag.